Yo!
Yayo Talk Show!
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Molly.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Marco.
Dreamin'!
Don't give it up, Katie.
Dreamin'!
Al's name didn't fit. They talk about the show, this group of four friends been going for 1,000,000 years, there's no end. Watching every arc and saga, no sleep. It's the king of anime, 1,000 episodes deep.
Yayo Talk Show!
Talking about One Piece.
It's the name of the podcast.
We're not on Vine. Yayo Talk Show. Talking about
One Piece.
What's up, wenches, privateers, and non-binary buccaneers? Welcome aboard the most chaotic One Piece podcast on the Grand Line Internet. The sun is setting on Wano Summer. It's not so hot anymore. It's just regular Wano Summer.
It's just tepid Wano Summer.
Tepid Wano Autumn.
Tepid Wano Autumn.
If we didn't already have a name for this episode.
We closed Onigashima. They kicked us out. They said you said you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And we said,
That's true.
aw.
Yeah.
And we're just in that dead zone in between Onigashima and the party.
We're sitting on the curb, deciding where we want to go next, trying to figure out how far away Denny's is.
Before we figure out how far Denny's is, let's introduce you to the crew. First, the captain of the crew, no pirates, Molly D. Simpy.
The app says it's like a 5-minute walk. Like, I think we could do it, you guys.
Can you check us in from like this
Okay.
far?
Does Denny's take check-ins?
I would hope so. Like on a night like tonight, they're probably pretty hopping.
I like the idea that none of us have been to Denny's and we don't know.
Well, none of us have the Denny's app.
We do. We have an app. I hate that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to get yet. What do you think, Caden? What do you think, wild theorist Caden Jensen?
I think that while it's a 5-minute walk, we're in the ocean. So unless you guys can walk on water, I know I can't.
I gotta
Al,
burn off
you're gonna
this
have to figure something
alcohol.
else out.
You gotta burn off this alcohol.
Well, Al McClellan, because I have to say everybody's full names because we're still doing an intro technically. Hey, is there anything that you could think of to get us up to where that Denny's be?
I mean, I guess we could just order delivery. Just maintain kicking in the water here.
Do you
and they'll
think they
deliver
have like
Denny's
a
to us.
delivery coup, like a news coup, that'll just
No,
drop styrofoam containers of pancakes into the ocean?
Just a seagull that's already eaten half the food that will give it to us.
Oh man, it's Uber Eats. Dang it!
Oh, jeez.
They're always eating my nuggies.
Well, Mark Bonesman Donica, what's the plan here?
Well, I was gonna say I'm the internet's gentleman, Mark B. Donica, and the B stands for breakfast sandwich, but
Baconator.
but yeah, I walk into Denny's. Can I get a sandwich from another establishment, please?
Oh yeah, that's not universal,
Hey,
is
Denny's,
it?
can I get a Wendy's burger from you guys?
Yeah, that's a Wendy's burger. Ooh, obviously, I don't
Ma'am,
eat those.
this is a Denny's.
Actually,
Man, this is
no.
a Denny's.
The internet's gentleman, Mark G. Donica, and the G stands for Grand Slamwich.
The Gandalf.
Oh,
menu.
can I get anything from the Hobbit menu, please?
Yeah,
No.
you didn't ask me, but that's what I was.
All right.
I mean, you
This
could,
is-
but it's from 20 years ago.
This is going to make me really hungry, and it's going to make everybody else hungry.
I'm
so
already hungry.
So let's just stop talking about Denny's and continue our conversation. Traditionally in One Piece, a cut to a black and white shot of Luffy doing a big punch ends the fight. But this had that extra little flair of Wano-ness with the thick, inky lines, and the fight's over. And with that, why don't we talk about the rest of Wano? Because we've been talking about these two people, and a lot of other things have been happening at the same time. Both, for everybody who is reading weekly, hi. How,
Man,
what
sucks
was
to
it?
suck, I guess.
Yeah, but at like that thing where Oda's like, all right, he pays off a cliffhanger from the end of one chapter and then spends the rest of the chapter being like, all right, but let's hang out with other people instead.
I kind of like that though, because it's just like, all right, here's your payoff. Anyway, all this other stuff you forgot was important, it's still important. It's a nice way to be just like, here's the cliffhanger. Anyway, instant payoff. Anyway, here's some other stuff.
The implication that Oda was like, geez, now that we're done with whatever that is.
What if Raizo had a piece of paper that had water in it? And what if Jinbei like punched it?
Jinbei
What if
was
Jinbei
like,
punched it?
And Jinbei was like, "Oh, you're my new favorite person." Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the main like ticking clocks was, okay, the explosives went off. Orochi is like finally killed, actually, maybe for
Good.
real this time.
Good.
Hopefully.
Do it again.
Better be.
We think. Yeah, no, seriously, Denjiro, do it again. But everything is on fire and falling apart. And one of the coolest things, I think Wano specifically has been so good at utilizing flashbacks, not as a way to like keep us from these moments, but to remind us because they happened so long ago. Like Raizo having water from Zoe that is going to put out all of these fires and
Man, that scene got
help.
me though.
That's what I mean. But it's a way to be like, this alliance meant more than just, hey, we have 2 extra people that transform into big furries in the moonlight. It like did more for Raizo's character of like, no, being on Zoe was huge. Like it
was really big. It's a really big elephant.
It's a big elephant. But like for him and for the country, he is like
still relevant.
Can't let it die. That reference,
thank you, Al.
That reference will wander the oceans forever until we tell it to stop. But that showed how much the alliance and how much keeping him secret for so long means to the story and to Wano and what that partnership and that alliance meant. And like also Jinbei, we already knew that, you know, him joining the crew was going to have such a big effect, but like, oh, by the way, I can essentially control water and move it to where you need it to go.
So cool.
What a moment for both of these characters where you're like, oh yeah, they're cool.
Such a huge moment.
A big moment. How many more we got?
I mean, I'll keep using the same damn references over and over again. What do you want to do?
From this, like, the battle is finally like starting to wear down to the end of it, of all of our characters that had been fighting so hard up to this point. What are some of the moments in Onigashima that stand out?
When you say that,
Man.
So much comes together in this.
There's a lot happening. You can't just say
which one specific.
Oh, thank God we have a podcast with a certain amount of time to talk about it and think about it.
Shut up.
Like they completely changed the art style at the beginning of the arc. Like the music completely changes in terms of like going from like canned music to kind of redoing a lot of different music with a full new set of like traditional instruments and stuff. Like so many creative decisions are just like on point all at the same time. It's art. This arc is art.
Art.
Got him.
Well, I meant less as a, like Onigashima as a whole, and more of in these like last couple of chapters, not necessarily the whole thing.
We can finally talk about the 7 basements.
About the what?
To talk about
the 7 basements. Remember, they're basement rich there.
They do have a lot of basements.
They got a basement for bombs.
Don't you remember?
No, I don't at all.
Why don't you remember?
I just remember that there were explosives in a basement and basement.
Yamato has to run all the way down there, and there's like freaking 7 floors.
Yeah, and he's like, "Why are there
a lot of chapters to get there?
Why do we have so many damn basements?
What do we even need these for?"
And then I was like, "Whoa, they're basement rich. They're 7 basement rich. Dang, like, these guys are rich, dude."
No Yamato in the 7 basements.
Yeah. But it was like funnier in that scene too, because it was like the base, like I'm gonna catch up to it. I just gotta keep running down these stairs, and then what's his name? The music guy.
Apu?
Apu was like, "Hey, haha, like,
Ratman.
what are we doing? We're doing together, right? What are we doing?" And then Yamato being like, "Not now, man. I'm not on your side anymore." And he's like, "Huh?" Like, you were my last gambit. Dang it.
That guy's stupid.
I'm just
Yeah.
the DJ.
I sang
but
a
yeah,
song
it's
about a stupid guy. Were you there for that?
No.
But yeah, it's like I love this whole after bit now that like the Trinity fight is done. The Zoro, the Sanji, and the Luffy fights are all done. All of those guys, the king, the queen, and the dragon are all
And also
gone.
with you.
The Holy Ghost.
Yes, yeah. But it's like I just like I've mentioned it in previous episodes, but it's like I always worry about Luffy taking away people's agency. You know what I mean? It's like it's like I'll fight this guy for you, but it's like I appreciate that now that the fight is over and there's still danger. You know, we have the danger of Onigashima crashing into the ground and killing people. We have the danger of now a fire. You know, we're in the air and there's a fire and it's not exactly like there's water with us unless. But it's like I appreciate it's that same thing that I love where Luffy does the hardest part, but he has a whole crew to kind of like sweep him up and like help clean up the aftermath stuff of like, you know. And I also like I love everything about Yamato and like his theming and like everything that like is associated with Yamato and like seeing him here trying to prevent this horrible what could be like a horrible disaster and being truly a guardian of Wano is like chef's kiss.
And
And,
him
like-
also being like to all of the beast pirates that are still around, being like, "Hey, cut it out.
Yeah.
They won.
I'm the top dog now.
If you want to fight them, you're gonna fight me.
There's still
Yeah.
a lot of us. They can't kill us all. They can.
I will beat you
I
all
will kill
up."
I
you.
can.
They can't, but
can.
I will.
They can.
Call an
And
ambulance.
I'm
but
part
not
of
for-
they.
Not for me.
I also know Bonk.
Yeah. But it's
Swift,
like
swift bonk in the pants.
it's the symbolism, right? Of like Yamato trying to prevent the fire, having the scroll of water, but not just any water from Zoe. Like it's just like I mean, it's truly like outdone in symbolism for rescuing this country that it's like mwah, it's like just a chef's kiss.
Oh,
And also just saving Zoro from like dying, fighting
super
Frankie,
death.
That
Frankie
was
fighting
such
him in
a
the
wild
fire.
thing. That was, I'll be honest, that I think was probably the most wild thing for me was like it was just like, oh yeah. And Zoro is not waking up. What?
And
Yeah,
Zoro
he's just-
saw Death in a panel and was like, "Who's this guy?
No follow-up required.
Who are you?"
Wow,
You
he's
seem lost.
sleepy.
There's just something so funny about that though to me because it's like I don't know
True.
enough about Japanese culture to be like do they acknowledge the Grim Reaper as a figure that takes you to the other side? It's like because you truly could just be like, who is this guy? Because my culture does not reflect upon this Western or like Western English representation of death is so funny to me.
It's true.
Also, he met a Kid who was fighting with scythes, so it's like, oh, is this just Kid again? Like, and Kid has kind of like a skull style mask too, so
It's true.
Kid's back.
yeah, I was like, this guy, hi, I thought we were friends.
Or at least
We
we're on the
were,
same page.
Unless.
Yeah.
Unless.
Um,
That reminded me of when you were talking about let me rephrase that. That reminded me of how often they went back to the festival and them releasing the lanterns, and as stuff was happening up in Onigashima, you would see a message from a citizen of Wano of like, destroy the scary man. I want to drink clean water. No, there was one written by a kid that was like, destroy the scary dragon or something.
You're right. It's just the way you said it. It's just,
Destroy the scary man.
destroy
I don't like him. Get him out of here.
Get him
And then-
out of here.
And then Al tripped and spilled his coffee.
The child spell works.
Scary man is destroyed.
Oh my god. Oh
My
my
coffee.
god.
Oh, my coffee. Of all the things to bring back.
Thinking about it. I'm thinking
But
about it.
that, like,
Are you
getting
thinking about
that
it? I'm thinking about it too.
that imagery of the wants of Wano coming in and washing over Luffy as he did the final big punch.
Yep.
And then also us going back. Y'all gotta, everybody, not just people present, but everybody listening. If you haven't watched 1077,
Do
which is we get a scene with Tengu and Toko at the festival where we get a flashback of when Toko first ate a smile fruit and Yasui ate it just to essentially suffer with her,
Yeah.
which was and she initially wrote I miss you, Dad, or Dad, I miss you, and then was like, oh, he did that for me, hold on, and changes it to thank you, Dad. And it was like Tengu starts crying and I started crying, and just the children of Wano. I mean, I guess the two children of Wano that we know, Toko and Tama, are just you know, usually kids in One Piece arcs and movies are like, who's this little freak? But Toko and Tama were so integral and important. And
You mean my kids? My
yeah, your
daughters?
children.
Yeah.
I
my
love your
children?
daughters, Kaden.
Thank you. I raised them very well.
You absolutely did. These are like two kids in One Piece, I think, maybe like ever, other than like flashback versions of our main crew, where it's like, oh, I actually care about them.
Yeah.
And it's not just some dumb
How dare
kid with a
you.
rabbit.
How dare you? This is some stupid kids. Who cares about these dumb kids? I care about these two though.
We've said it before.
In terms of
Mark hates
three-dimensionality,
children,
for
confirmed.
sure.
You know what? I do hate kids.
I mean, it's kind of true though, because like the movie, the Sicko Mode movie, like that kid was annoying. The kid on Nami's island that we just used to explain Arlong is like super annoying.
Well, it's like the
Any of the movie
kids
kids, definitely.
The kids
Yeah.
are used to show that the protagonists are good,
The
and
kid
not
from
necessarily
Clockwork.
that the kids have a childhood that they're missing out on.
It's a
Mhm.
similar theme that they do where it's like a child who's lost their innocence and is just like a jerk now. And
Yeah.
then they become less of a jerk by Luffy's influence later. But yeah, it's
But Toko
true.
and Tama were both not used in that way.
It's very rare that we get a child who isn't a jerk and is humble and also doesn't have a creepy smile. Like the kids from Water 7.
Like the kids from Water 7.
Like a
The
normal.
kids famously being a girl and a rabbit.
Those kids were like very nice, but like very Al-coded. They had that
What?
smile I don't
What does
like.
that mean?
They had that smile. It's the same squirrel smile I don't like from the game. It's that big
Yours-
smile.
Now,
Oh,
whenever
yeah.
you say it looks like Al did this, I start to get a little bit offended.
No, I like
What do you
it.
mean?
I like it. What do you mean? No, it's the Totoro smile combined with dead eyes that I don't like. The smile,
That's
good,
Al's
innocent.
style, then.
Yeah,
Al style.
Al's always drawing characters with the big smile and the dead eyes, and I don't like it.
Okay, thanks.
But I like it, you know? I like it, but I don't like it.
That seems
it. I like when
Mark,
you
pick up
toast
that
it.
button.
No. I like it,
No.
but then when I think about at night, if I look in the hallway and I'm like, I don't want to see that there. Like, it's dark
But
and
if I look
scary.
in the hallway and I say I don't want to see that there,
It's dark and scary. I don't want to see that.
God,
The horrors. The horrors.
The horror.
Anyway.
Molly.
What?
what did you just say? What was
I
the
said a
last
lot.
2 minutes?
I don't know, but
Molly?
also,
Blaming Al for his style.
Al's just
Yes,
too
no
good, and I'm
style.
jealous. Okay,
There you go.
Al's just too good.
We got to the heart of the matter. Who needs
Yeah.
therapy? Men.
Part of the crew, part of the matter.
Thanking you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Ugh.
out of all the arcs and sagas that we've done, and we finally get to like the resolve of that arcs and sagas, like I think because this, not just the saga, but like Wano in general was so long, was like the longest that we had to like sit and read and things like that. It's like when we finally get to the good part, when we finally get to the celebration part, it's just like it was like, oh, mwah, like so tasty. Like
It didn't feel that long.
No,
so somebody who read it all in one go.
The wind up is
No,
really
you
fast.
made me take my time. I would have
Yeah, we
read it all
did.
in one go, though. I would have. I absolutely
we
would
did.
have. 100%.
Does
Absolutely.
anybody else count the beginning of this as when they meet Kinemon?
I do.
Yeah, actually.
I mean,
Because that begins the thing of I need to find, quote, my son, and we need to get all of these people back together, and we have something very important that we have to do. Yeah, I'll go with you on your little adventures as well, but just know
your little adventures.
have
I'll
a
go
big
with you.
mission.
you stupid little adventures.
Yeah, and your little baby adventures. We'll go.
your little baby adventures. Look at you, baby man.
Look at your little baby.
adventures.
Now
with
I
your
gotta go
baby
find
man,
a baby man and protect him.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of baby man, hey,
Yeah? Oh, wow.
Momo
Yeah.
being an adult,
Hey, a
Momo
true
being
baby
an
man.
Yeah.
8-year-old adult.
This poor guy.
Yeah.
Guy. Let him cook.
Like,
but
Speaking of
also-
stolen childhoods,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it's great symbolism in the sense of
Yeah.
like, oh well, he didn't grow up, but he has to grow up really fast, and literally does that.
but also it's really sad.
Yeah,
It's this crazy
Yeah.
juxtaposition between somebody who literally is a child. It's been like 3 weeks since his dad died, and like is now forced to be an adult. Like mentally, right? Mentally, he is at the right age from all the horrors and trauma. And then we have Hiyori, who literally lived through it, is like could not be more adult. And the second she sees her brother, she's drop kicking him like she's 5 again.
Hiyori rules.
Yeah.
Like-
I'm happy for her. Like, let her be a kid. You know what I mean? It's like she did her time. Like, let her be a kid.
She spent the last 20 years like repressing so much that now she gets to be a kid again because she doesn't
Yeah.
have to repress any
True.
of that stuff.
Well, also just like all the implications of like, you know, like being sexually desired and like
Mhm.
being forced into this, like as a young girl, being forced into this like trade of basically being a, what do they call it? A
Geisha?
No, there's like a specific, it's like not
Courtesan?
entertainment. It's like not leisure, I guess like a pleasure kind of thing. I'm trying to think of like the exact phrasing of it. But it's like, yeah, basically, you know what I mean? Like that genre of work. And it's like for someone so young, you know what I mean? It's like gross. Like that poor child. And like let her be, you know, like let her be a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like after all that crap, like let her be a kid and then find her own sexuality again and like, you know.
I feel bad for Momo. I
Yeah.
feel bad for the little
Mhm.
boys. It's like you could see the immediate like he's still acting like he always did, and then like you have a moment where he's an adult and he does his usual thing, and then Nami punches him. It's like he's still 8.
Yeah, and that's the
teach him
thing of
young.
like,
friendly reminder. Still an 8-year-old. He
Teach
is
him young.
still 8.
Teach him
Mhm.
while he's young.
I mean, yes, that is
Can't do that,
true,
Biz.
but also he is 8, and it feels bad.
Teach him. Don't hold my hand. Do not hold my hand.
Molly
hold
over
my
here
hand.
rolling up a newspaper.
Molly, villain to all 8-year-olds.
Listen, if we're playing Splatoon, don't hold my hand. You're gonna find out. You're gonna catch these hands. You're gonna find out.
Mark and Molly, they hate kids.
No, I like one kid. The one kid related to me.
the one kid.
The one kid.
The one
It's
kid
the
is
name
Oh my
of
god.
that kid.
Sidebar. My nephew's at a pumpkin patch right now, and I could not be in more pain. I want to be there so bad. I want to run around and
That's the
slap
one kid.
pumpkins. I want to run around and slap pumpkins with him. It's not fair. Not fair. Anyway, the
Molly
kids,
waiting for us to transition out of that.
anyway, the
Just
children.
sit in
Molly's like,
this
please,
moment.
please, 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 please.
Speaking
But-
of pumpkins,
How do we do? Well, speaking of pumpkins, I don't have a transition for that.
the festival.
Momo's other big moment was revealing himself is the return of the Red Scabbards and him to the festival was so cool.
Yeah.
Like it was one thing to see it in the manga, but to have Kinemon make that first appearance and do the full kabuki face and pose, and then everybody else coming in after, boom, 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 boom. And then, who the hell is that guy? I am the son of Kozuki Oden. Oh my god. And mostly it being like the kids of like, oh, I can drink clean water. And like these like very realistic like
The kids being like, yeah, shut up over there, you old man. We got the Brita water. We got the
Sorry, is that
The Brita water.
is that a sandwich?
the
it's
freshest
the
water I can think of.
it's
Brita.
the soundbite going around on Instagram where it's like, that's water from a glacier. It's
That's
like, ooh, it's
water
cold. It's like, that's right, baby. Like it's like that's them getting fresh water.
Okay.
Blessed,
I don't know if
blessed
that-
by a medicine man.
Mm,
Alan Mark know, and if you know, you know. You know?
okay.
When you know, you know.
Alan Mark no, and if they do, they do. But if not,
Alan
who
Mark,
can
no,
remember?
But if they don't, shut up.
I'm just
There's-
happy that. Well, let me phrase this.
Yeah, well said,
Izo-
water.
Maybe I'm not happy.
I'm upset about Izo, but I'm happy.
Turned on
Right?
a dime.
It's like I'm happy that all the samurai are there. Like they kept their promise.
Mhm.
Like Izo was part of it, but like he didn't have the full arc that they went through because he stayed with Whitebeard. And that's fine. Like I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just saying like, you know, they made their choices and like I'm very upset about Izo. I really do hope Indy is also very upset about
He's
Izo.
now very upset.
He's incredibly upset and I appreciate that. But it's like,
I really didn't care about Izo that much.
how
I don't really
dare
care.
you?
I'm sorry. I
F.
know Commander Whitebeard Pirates, blah, 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 blah. It's whatever.
How dare you? I'm still hoping in the same way that like nobody ever dies in One Piece is that
Hey,
because
Molly,
it
I got some bad
happened
news
off-
for you.
because some stuff happened off screen, right? It's like when we see people get punched in the chest, yeah, they're dead. But we didn't see Izo get punched in the chest.
Well,
That
we
thing
did-
happened off screen.
We did see them make their graves
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
mourn them for their loss.
Shut up. Shut up,
That's
Mark.
less nobody.
Did you just call him out?
I heard it. I heard it.
Shut up, Mark.
I heard it.
It happened.
No, I said Mark. Play back.
No!
Shut up.
I did. I said Mark, play back.
I'm just,
And I was right.
Molly reflexively gets angry at me first.
Al, you're
Hashtag we're
drawing the
partners.
faces again, Al. I don't like it. I'm seeing faces in the walls, Al. I don't like
The
it.
faces.
The faces.
Seeing the faces in the wall.
The faces.
Am I the faces?
Oh, this is stupid.
What were we talking about?
I mean,
You were talking about the Izo.
Oh yeah. But like, I'm happy that like in that same regard of like Momo getting another moment of like, you know, being able to reveal themselves to the town and them all getting to be there, like, because they were all there when they had to flee, right? Like Odin saved them from the pot, and it's like this is like their grand return, and I'm glad they got an entrance to it.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we first meet Kinemon, he's defeated. Like he's a butt.
He's a butt.
He is a butt.
He is definitely
he
a
is,
butt.
He is lopped in half and talking with farts. That's pretty low in terms
Yeah.
of where you can go.
He's been lower, but go on.
But it's like from that moment to here is such a huge transition of just like he basically thought his mission was over and his only goal at that point was survival, and then now everything like it didn't fully work out, but it worked out way better than he thought he was going to get.
Everybody still kind of got a happy ending. He reconnected with his wife. In Inuyasha and Inuyasha.
Inuyasha finally got
Inuyarashi.
the Shikong jewel together for the
Kagame!
time.
Inuarashi and
Nekomamushi.
I'm
Kagame!
just laughing at the dumb I can't speak. And Nekomamushi being like, okay, no, but we're gonna stay here and help Momonosuke. Carrot, you're in charge.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Not
She
even
was just like,
Wanda, not
huh?
Wanda. Carrot. It's like because Carrot actually went out and saw the world, so
It's
like
true.
you do it.
Yeah,
Not
Wanda was
Wanda.
like, yeah, no,
fair,
I'll
though.
help, but
Yeah, Wanda's like, yeah, I guess, but like also like I have my own job.
To be fair,
To be fair.
Carrot's cool. And we know Carrot, so you really can't
Yeah.
pass the torch to somebody we don't really know too well. That doesn't make
Passed
sense.
the vibe check. She passed the vibe check.
I mean, Wanda
Yeah.
gave. Was it Wanda that gave Chopper a solid Garchu, or was it somebody else?
A solid guard shoe.
Yeah,
One Gertrude.
one a
Gesundheit.
Garchu. Thank you.
I don't
As-
remember. I don't remember.
That's. I mean,
I can't-
who can
I
say? No one will tell us.
don't- I agree.
We're all looking for the guy.
We're all looking for the guy who Garchued Chopper.
We're all looking for the guy.
But I mean, we've seen like Carrot in terms of capability as being like a boss, took on
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of marine ships and
Oh yeah.
ripped them apart. Like,
Oh yeah.
Well, I think out of like everybody, I mean, obviously, like for the obvious reasons, but like she also was there for like Pedro's sacrifice, and I think that will, I think.
Yeah, and Nekomamushi was like a couple of things. If you have been witness to so much, and you know what it takes to lead, and also they're echoing what's been happening in One Piece since the very beginning of it. We have to hand this world off to the next generation,
mhm.
and that's probably why it wasn't Wanda. Other than we know Carrot, but like from an in world perspective,
Thinking about themes and stuff like that too, I do like that Carrot is the one that's in charge because like they're they go Super Saiyan with the full moon, and in Japanese mythology, the rabbits on the moon.
Moon Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
and so I
definitely
li-
be
yeah,
rabbits there.
I like that. I like that implication. I like that. I like that. I like. Yeah,
Do you like it, Molly?
I do. I do.
That's good.
Oh, I'm
That's good.
glad.
That's good.
It's good to know that you like that, Molly.
As everybody's partying, one of probably the most terrifying final panels in a comic
Uh-oh.
is Ryukugyu just being like, "Yeah, I'm in Wano,"
That guy.
and then they went on a break for 2 weeks.
I think was that where the implications of this guy came from? I can't.
I think
remember.
so.
Yeah, I was
think-
just
yeah.
like, we've been waiting for so long to meet this person, and then they show up and be like, what?
Time to take a break.
Ugh.
The
like-
implications of this guy.
Him showing up, we're getting caught up with all of the other people. Robin, like meeting Kozuki Sukiyaki, who's and who is under the mask of Tengu. Oh,
Yay!
Odin's dad was here the whole time. Yeah,
Odin's daddy.
I guess.
Odin's
Also, his name being
daddy?
Sukiyaki is funny.
That's very cute.
Silly.
But Robin being like, "Hey, I know Pluton is here. I read that in Alabasta." That
I read that on my fan fictions.
It's crazy too, because like, isn't the panel of her and like, I mean, she gets like hooked through the like chest from Crocodile because she's like, I don't know, man, like doesn't say anything. Like she
Mhm.
doesn't she like straight out lie that there's like
She
no
does.
information, and then she's like,
Love it for her.
we see her
okay.
see something, but because we don't read the language,
Yeah.
we don't know what it is. We just know that she hid something from Crocodile.
Yeah,
Love
like
that.
I remember Crocodile's response, and then I remember her and Vivi's dad having a moment, and was like, "Wow, that took a long time to pay out, but like, dang, we did it though." Also, Law's there.
All the laws there.
Law's like, "Yeah, you know what? Tell me more about this book series. Like, tell me more about the poneglyphs. I'm interested now. I'm in it. I'm in it."
He has to make sure that certain things happen and he has to be nearby. So you could say that he's the local law enforcement.
Wow, shut up.
Wait, do it. You said they didn't shish. Somebody do it.
Okay, I got it.
We
Here
button
we go.
for it, please.
Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
Okay. No, this is why I liked recording on Discord. 'Cause I could just
Yeah, but then the intern would keep messing things up.
yeah.
We fired the intern because
We
the
did.
intern's bot stopped working.
They did their best for as long as they could.
I don't know about that.
And then we burned them like Mary.
We
and then
burned them like Mary.
And said not sorry.
God,
we gave them a
that's
Viking
rough,
funeral.
Molly.
No, that's just the way of One Piece. And
They're just
then-
yelling and
Is it?
screaming
I
and
don't
burning
know,
all over.
Molly.
yeah.
For those listening, it wasn't a person; it was a robot named Craig.
For legal reasons.
They
For
know
legal
it was.
reasons.
They know it was a robot named Craig. We brought it up a
What
million
if they're
times.
just starting on this
Why are they
episode by
starting this
accident?
episode, Molly?
By accident. They didn't mean to, and they're in it now.
By accident.
Ew.
But Molly, you were talking
Jesus.
about law. You were talking about law reading Poneglyph Jackson, Lightning Thief.
Sorry.
Are you?
Kane's attacking me with nose nujutsu.
Nose jutsu.
Nose.
Attacking me.
Nose.
Molly's allergic to reason.
Oh, my nose.
Wait till you try my nose jutsu style.
No,
Ew.
I don't like it. Stop. Sorry, Al.
I was gonna say something about how the connecting a non-government tied island like Wano to another non-government tied island in Alabasta is very interesting.
It's true.
It's interesting.
Also, Zoe's there, and they don't care. They stomped on those
Zoe's
ships,
there, they don't
baby.
care.
I told you it was relevant.
That's the
Welcome
one.
back, baby.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
Can you not?
I don't. Let's get back on track. I don't like this guy.
You have to be more
don't-
specific. Law?
I don't like no. Oh yeah, we were talking about Law. No, I'm
We were
sorry.
talking
I'm
about
still.
Law.
I'm talking about the new Marine. I'm talking
Ryukugyu?
I
about-
don't like this guy that much.
Aramaki.
I don't like him, and like it says a lot when the guy that we met in Dressrosa doesn't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that says a lot to me.
Well, Fujitora, we quickly sort of identified as like he has all of the admirals have had like a certain type of barometer for quote justice, and so far since Kuzan left, Fujitora seems to be the only one who has any sort of like actual sense, especially after meeting this guy.
It's true.
I'm just like I don't know. I understand like in terms of story, but it's just like with Fujitora, we know for a fact that if you become a vice admiral, you are also at the whims of the celestial dragons. It's why Garp never
Sure.
lets himself be promoted.
Sure.
And like for somebody who has quote unquote his own sense of justice that we do see in Dressrosa, I'm like, how can you continue to work for these people? Like in my head, I'm like, he must not have interacted all that much with celestial dragons yet, because I feel like when he gets to that point, then he's going to be like, wait a minute, I don't like these people. I don't like this. I
mean,
like this new guy.
yeah, he's a forest man.
Yeah, also it's like was crazy about being like, oh, we've never met a forest man before.
Yeah,
Like,
he
that's-
does a suck and kills a lot of people.
I don't like that, Mark. You know I don't
I
like
mean,
that.
Said
that is-
anything else and you didn't.
That is basically what he
You could have
does.
said
Yeah, he
so
does a
many other
suck.
words.
It's not
You could have
wrong.
said so many words. and
One
you
quick
don't
suck,
like
and he
it.
takes down all of Kaido's commanders.
You've been on
All right, let me
Tumblr for
rephrase
long,
that then. One speedy suck.
my guy. Oh.
It's
Was it
getting
even-
worse.
One
it even
suck.
worth
It's
the
the name of
suck?
the podcast.
You slurped him up.
Wow. All right.
Ryukugyu does a big ol' slurp.
I don't like this guy.
It's worse. How is he making
No.
it worse?
Mark is workshopping titles for the episode.
Wetty daddy. I'm just saying.
Shut up! Stop talking.
Sucky daddy.
Oh my god.
Slurpy daddy.
Don't
No.
Oh
know.
my god. This is not what I
Story of
wanted.
a girl.
I just got a
Anyhow,
text from
he
I just got a text from
sucks.
Andrea saying stop.
No way.
Hey!
Did she really? But yeah, you liar. I was gonna be like my girl. I don't like this guy. I don't like him. You know who I do like?
Momo?
Ben Beckman.
All right.
Not here.
Actually, I mean,
In my
That's
heart.
Not here.
that's
In
not
my
true.
In my heart.
No.
Kaden, that's not true. Because as Momo fires off his first like actual blast breath as
Bow.
Shogun,
Bow bow.
His shogun, if you will.
Anyway, I just started blasting.
well, he certainly tried.
Can we? Hey, the podcast's over.
But while they are fighting Ryukugyu off, he feels an immense bit of Conqueror's Hockey, and we cut to right outside of Wano,
Ben Beckman.
where Shakes is here.
Ben Beckman.
Well, he's supposed to be there.
He's just doing a sail by.
It's just like
drive by.
I mean, I actually saw a really good fan edit of like the close up of like I'm here to promote Film Red because it was
I
all
mean,
at
yeah.
the same time it came out.
That's really
I
funny.
mean, yeah, I guess.
He drops like, "Hey Ben, why don't we go and get the One Piece?"
Ah, yeah, good old Benjamin Beckman.
Yeah.
And that's just
And
the thing that we have to sit on for a while.
The best panel of that is when he says that and Ben's just staring at him. Just him staring at Shanks.
Like
and
Hank
even-
Hill with a set of headphones on.
Yeah, but it's just like
right.
in Ben's face, you can hear the implications of this. Yeesh. Like just him staring at Shanks is just like I feel
Hello,
like that
red
sums up
hair, my old friend.
that sums up their relationship so purely. It's
That's
just
true.
like I'm gonna say something
A burst of
crazy,
hockey
and then
once again.
somebody just
Ugh.
deadpan stares at you and you say something insane. But it's okay though, because Marco's got a ride now.
Hey, can you guys drive me back to wherever I was?
Hey, remember when I said
Oh,
I would join your
Nagashima.
crew? Can you guys drive me to Taco Bell?
Taco Bell. Oh, we're gonna stop at the One Piece first.
Okay,
Wait, what?
well, is it on the way?
I mean,
I'm hungry.
I do like the Shanks' line of "Does the new age frighten you that much?"
He's like, bro, you quivering? You quaking in those booties?
Quaking in your
them-
big sucky
got them
boots.
You
sucking boots?
you quaking in those Reeboks, my guy?
We got them sucking boots.
I don't like that.
and then
That freak's probably out there barefoot, you know? Wiki feeting it
Yeah.
up. He's putting his dirty marine feet on a non-government land, and he's just being filthy. No,
forested feet.
he's sucking up. He's sucking up all that freedom through his toes. What a
Sucking
freak.
up that freedom through his toes. Isolate that.
Oh my
No.
We're playing that
No.
every year on 4th of July now for our
It's what Lincoln would have wanted.
No, it was probably
Just
isn't.
Lincoln.
Just
Well, no, now we have a stream for President's Day.
I know.
God.
I'd
Lincoln's
rather
birthday.
not.
Just
No.
for Lincoln. Just for Lincoln.
Just for winking.
No.
Is it because he's tall, Molly?
No, it's because I sat through the freaking show at Disneyland and I
Whoa, has never had.
they hit the Pentagon and I wasn't prepared.
Good definition for the word.
None of us
liberty.
were. None of us were prepared. And now I can't. It's my new favorite attraction at Disneyland. And by new, I mean
So good.
it's
When you
new to
when
me.
You say attraction.
It's new to me. I've been there. I've been there.
Attraction.
Full house
Listen, you
every day.
guys. Listen,
Oh.
you guys. The background turns. The night sky turns into the American flag. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing. You know what's even more amazing? Seeing that with somebody who's not born American and being like, "What are your thoughts on this?" And she's like, "Wow, propaganda is real." And I was like, "Yeah,
The propaganda is real.
the propaganda is real."
Hey, I can kill this vibe right away.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, why is Caribou still around?
Yeah,
No.
why is
Why?
Caribou still around?
I don't like speaking about guys who suck.
He was pickling himself in that barrel.
Ew.
Speaking of sucking,
Stinky.
Pickled swamp.
Stinky.
suck.
I don't like that guy.
Suck pickle.
I do wonder.
Man, you
because
gotta
he keeps,
stop talking today, man. You gotta do not do that.
I do
What is
wonder
with this-
because he keeps
What is happening to this podcast?
because he
Suck
keeps
pickle.
showing up. All right, you're in jail. Go to jail.
Thank you.
I'm in pickle jail.
I do wonder.
I mean-
I do wonder because this guy keeps coming up. It's like I'm like, are we gonna? Is it gonna be revealed that like he has some type of similar power to Blackbeard? Because he can encase people and hold. It's like a pocket. Like he can just hold on to things. Like he was
Pockets.
taking those mermaids, and like they just went somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And like he didn't grow bigger as a mass for stealing stuff.
The
He's just
pickle
a
pocket
guy.
dimension.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I wonder, you know? I'm like, because he keeps coming back too. It's like, we just got rid of Caesar. Like, why? Why don't we? have to-
Well, this dude's been around since like the time skip and has sucked
know.
the whole time.
I know, but
he
also
sucked the hole.
Yeah, he sucked the pickle whole time.
And I'm just like, Oda, please. I know I complain a lot, but I
You
was
don't
very
say.
clear. I highlighted this situation, and you are ignoring me. I don't appreciate that. I don't like him. Why is he here? I don't like him. Get him out of here.
Well, his line is, "Someone would love to hear that Pluton is in Wano." Someone. And I have a hope for who that is.
Who do you think?
I think it's Big News Morgans.
Oh, I was gonna say Buggy, but yeah, okay.
Oh no, ew. I hope.
Ew.
Oh no! Ew.
No.
Ew, Buggy, gross.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Caribou would
60
ruin Buggy's
episodes
whole
of the
vibes.
podcast. Buggy,
But it's like, okay, but hear me out. We've talked about it before. That Buggy fails upwards, and like, what
We're about
more
to talk
could
about Buggy
failing
again.
upwards
Mhm.
be than them finding a barrel out in the ocean, crack it open. This guy is like, yeah, and then
Is it a
Buggy
Luffy?
gets
No.
information out of him, and then Luffy, and then Buggy just gets this irreplaceable information out of him. You know what I mean?
Buggy
Yeah.
doesn't need it
But
because
Buggy could use it.
how,
You know?
I don't think it would
Yeah?
fit with his current situation.
Well,
Hey, Caden,
Hi.
what do you think about Buggy being placed as the new Yonko?
I have thoughts and concerns.
I would love to hear them.
Why?
The
they've
leader
been
of the
waiting.
Cross Guild by marketing
They've-
alone.
literally been waiting for you
Like-
to get to this part.
Like, why and for what reason is Buggy anywhere for any reason ever?
yeah.
And
And why is he somehow
End of
teamed up
question.
with Crocodile and Mihawk?
His two husbands.
Yeah. Why are
His
they
two
all together?
husbands.
What? No, Molly.
Yeah.
No, you can't just
Yes.
drop a ship out of nowhere.
Yes.
You're not Whitebeard,
Yes.
Molly.
There's
Buggy
nothing
Kuel.
better. There's nothing better to me than Shakes' old boyfriend and his current boyfriend being boyfriends together. Mihawk and Buggy, baby. That's how we get Shakes to pay attention to us.
No.
That's how we get him.
What
That's how
is-
we get him back.
What
Yeah.
is the
So
what is the
tired.
Cross
And
Guild
then-
but another word for slash fiction?
And then Crocodile
Oh my
is also
God.
there. And then Crocodile is there because Kane likes Crocodile. But like, you know.
I do kind of like Crocodile.
Yeah, he's just there. Also,
Like-
I love Crocodile's whole thing about being like, Mihawk, let's team up. And he was like, no. And then he's like, cool, I'm on my way. He's like, stop. Don't come over here. And then they're all
Like-
just hanging out together now.
I think we've talked about it before, but I love that the island that Buggy has taken shop up in is called Empty Bluffs. It's so funny. Like, I'm so excited to see where this
Who
goes.
keeps giving this man power?
Oda.
Oda.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I'm gonna go back to my old bull shenanigans that I've been
He
talking
was
about
on
this entire time.
TV.
He had that Twitch stream that one time.
Stop it! Stop that! Stop that this instant! I'm telling you,
She's
the
gonna get
long con here is that Buggy is going to actually be either the final boss to this whole adventure, or alternatively, I'm gonna stumble over that word. Alternatively, he's going to be just like, yo, I've been playing these stupids for fools this entire time. I'm actually going to help you find the One Piece, and I'm going to let you have it, so long as you stop whatever you were doing to me specifically.
Just if you leave me alone, I'll help you.
I feel like it's
if you
gonna
would
be
please never do anything to me ever again, that would be cool.
straight up. I feel like it's gonna be they're gonna get the One Piece, and Luffy's gonna be like, "Ew, I don't want that," and then he's gonna toss it on the ground, and then Buggy's gonna trip on it and be like, "Who just left this One Piece here?" And then it's gonna be like the news crew rolls up, and they're like, "He has the One Piece. He is the guy." And then he's gonna be like Pogger's face about it.
Oh, Captain Buggy, you're so cool.
Yeah. That's
He
my.
might be
that's
poggers
my,
about it.
That's
You don't
my
know.
thing about it. Yeah.
But that's also the thing is Buggy will take credit and not do any of the work.
Yeah,
And
we
especially more so as his star rises, he has more people to goof for him, and he has to suffer the consequences.
The thing
true.
I love is about the true protagonist, Shanks, and now we have 4 Yonkos. Literally, we have his rivals are Buggy, the guy, like his friend and brother who grew up on the same ship as him. We have Blackbeard, the guy who he fought and then gave him a scar across his face. And then we have his son, Good Boy, who he set on this path to begin with. And I think that's so interesting. I think that's incredibly interesting. I think that's
It's like-
very interesting. The true
And his
protagonist.
son, Good Boy.
Wasn't Son Good Boy the guy from Dragon Ball?
Yeah, but as we talked about last episode, the copy no me is well and relevant. It's fine.
Relephant.
Yeah, that's
What?
yeah. I love Ben Beckman. He looks
Yeah,
so
we know.
good.
Back.
We
Like
know.
he's leading into the white hair, and I love it. I love these guys.
Leaning into the white hair by just having white hair.
I love the party.
Getting older.
No, it's a choice. He's actively making this choice.
All right.
He
Like-
decided to age.
Like with all silver hair anime characters, it's a choice. It's a choice.
Is it?
It is. Caden, you would
Okay.
know. You have silver hair.
Okay.
You make the choice. You make the choice to have silver hair.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong. That's
Molly,
right.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
First time for the
I thought it was
first
a
time
request.
in the last
Obeying
several
orders.
hours, I have to say, Molly is technically correct. The best
One right,
kind of correct.
We've got a preview of Caden's game show. All right, Molly is technically correct.
It's like what Mark got. It's like, well, Luffy is not an answer I ever considered, but is technically correct.
Yeah,
The answer was Marco. It's always
the answer was-
Marco.
it's Marco. It's Marco. It was Marco.
And I'm
Guys,
upset
it was Marco.
now. And now I'm upset.
Let me hammer that in. It was Marco.
Yeah. It
One
was
more time,
Marco.
everybody. It was Marco. The answer was,
was-
Marco.
It was. But speaking of Marco,
Christ.
Go on.
I also love him, but
If
I-
you haven't
yeah.
listened to Molly's game show, you really do.
There
I
is
like
one thing I do want to say about Marco, if you let me.
okay. Well,
Yeah?
depends.
Okay, it all
You
depends.
didn't say you liked Izo earlier.
His
and now
style,
you said
whack.
you-
His shoes,
You're
whack.
whack.
The way that he styles his
How
hair,
dare
Dare
whack.
you? How dare
There was one shot. There's two moments in this subsection of One Piece where Marco is there. One
Yeah.
is him being just like, hey, having a quiet moment with some other people. It's just like, yeah, it looks like we're just here to kind of like talk
Aw.
about, it's like watch over the leftovers and all that.
That
stuff
made
and
me
blah, blah, blah.
sad.
It's-
He didn't
it's
say
really-
that, but
it's really sad, and it's a really heartfelt moment. Counterpoint to
Call them
that, there is
leftovers.
literally just a shot of Marco leaning against a freaking door.
Or
Yeah.
Molly.
He says nothing, but he spikes the camera, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
you
he
put this in there
does.
for Molly. It's
I mean, you
just-
just said it, Kaden. He's there to watch the leftovers, not him in the background looking at the leftovers.
He's like, them some fine leftovers.
He's doing some-
Oh,
what do the
yeah,
kids
eyebrow
call it?
wiggle.
What do the kids call it? Rizzing?
Yeah,
Like,
he's risen pretty hard.
He's like
He's got that
full,
riz.
like He's like biting his lip and whatever the kids
He's got
do.
that bird riz.
Come on, Funky,
Yeah.
take it to the Riz.
Take it to the chorus.
My head.
Anyway,
Your head. What about the rest
like-
of us?
I like everybody partying.
I like
there was-
everybody.
There was a really good. I don't know. It was like nice seeing
I
interactions
love the young
together.
people.
It was nice seeing interactions together with everybody. Like
It
the
was
controversial bath scene, I approve of. I think they handled
What do
that
you mean?
well.
It was controversial
Not
Yeah.
for us, but for the flippin' internet.
for stupid
Yeah.
idiots. For stupid
Yeah.
idiots,
Stupid
it's not
idiots.
mixed bathing. Okay, well then
That
makes
is like
sense then.
I was so-
the best way to vibe check that group is like having Yamato in the men's bath.
The funny
and
part
seeing
is, I
who
guarantee
doesn't
you,
pass.
Oda doesn't even know those people exist. But he does
does.
listen to our podcast.
Well, I mean, he wrote Yamato's line of like, "Oh, well, it's not a mixed bath, so I'm gonna go with the guys."
Yeah,
Like it was
guarantee-
very. It seemed like a very clean, flat line of like, no.
Well, the thing is like it's a very flat line of like Yamato's identity and putting that out there. And well, the thing is like they've been dealing with mixed bathing throughout their adventures, so it's an important like. One, it's a cultural thing. Two, it's a point of just like, well, yeah, no, no, we can't do that here. It's like, oh, okay. And then that's it. And then that's all. And again, I guarantee you, Oda's just like, I don't know about any of that nonsense. Oda probably didn't pay attention to any of it. Guarantee you. Guaranteed didn't pay attention.
I wish he didn't. I wish he hadn't.
He
I
didn't.
wish he hadn't.
He didn't. Confirmed.
did.
I talked to Oda earlier today.
Well, he did, and it's upsetting. There was definitely an after statement of trying to explain exactly how Yamato views himself as Odin and how that pertains to self-identity.
they said it a million times. They said it a million times.
that's the confusing part.
And yet he still
yes, the
went on an
confusing
interview and said like, no, actually.
Yeah, no, that by confusing, I mean like it's so crystal clear here in the text.
Yeah.
Like here in the story, this is what it is and this is what it always has been, and then to come out after and be like, oh, well, actually, and it's like,
I hate
Yeah.
this.
I
come
know.
on.
That's why I just
Stupid.
ignore it. But it's the number one argument that the anti-Yamatos.
Here's the
Pull up.
argument. Shut up. Anyway,
Even
Yamato-
Kaido.
Yamato would hate you. How about that? How
Even-
about that as a response?
Even Yamato's like crappy dad gets his pronouns right. Okay, let that
That's my
sink
idiot
in.
son.
Let that
like,
sink in for a second.
I'm going to enslave an entire country, but I draw the line at transphobia.
Exactly. Like that's like we were saying last episode of like,
Kaido-
well, like
Again,
he's bad, but
Kaido's terrible. Kaido's a terrible person. But he's not arguably not the worst person we've met.
He's
Not the worst
terrible,
person we've met.
but he's not
Sanji's still wor-
racist,
Sanji's worse than-
transphobic.
Sanji as like a person, not as like as in a warlord, but Sanji as a person is worse than Kaido.
Yeah,
Like how Sanji treats a person is very specific.
Mhm.
Kaido's just like all people are the same, doesn't matter, I don't really care because they're less than me. It's like I was with you till that last part, Kaido. you had me and then you lost me.
like Kaido's bad, but he's not transphobic or racist bad. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's true.
Like he himself got discriminated against. Like
It's true.
He's just yeah. Anyway,
He just wants to beat the hell out of you.
I love
such a
it.
simple
I
thing.
love-
Well,
I love this sweet thing that Yamato did where he didn't eat, sleep, or drink until
His vigil,
he
He didn't no, he didn't. It's not sleep. He slept. He did not eat
or bathe.
or bathe.
or bathe, yeah, until
Which is
Luffy woke
even
up.
funnier. Just like, hey, bro, do you want to bathe now? Can you
No.
please
No.
bathe? He was
I'm gonna
probably
be
like
stinky until my bro
super-
wakes up.
Well, no, like once they woke up and they were like, hey, hey, why don't we all take a bath? And like all eyes turned to
I
Yamato
like to
of like,
think-
bro, please.
I like to think that's why Yamato was sitting on the roof. Is because he was so
Man, he's thinking
stinky.
like
They made him sit up
garbage.
there.
it was
Take a bath.
suggested by someone.
He goes
That's
sit up
why
there.
Nami was so forceful with his like, hey, maybe we should all take a bath now. And Yamato's just like, maybe I guess. That'd be fine.
dragging
maybe."
Zoro along with them.
Zoro coming out with blonde hair.
Yeah, I reblogged that comic again. By the way, if
I
anybody
know.
wants
I
to
saw
see that.
you.
Yeah, I love that one. Makes me laugh every time.
Me
Something I wanted to hit before. I mean, we already got way far away from it, but something about the Cross Guild is that they are putting bounties on Marines,
Teehee.
which is another thing that puts
Tee-hee.
Buggy into their the military's line of
I
sight.
love-
It's like, oh god.
I love that Buggy reverse card them.
Mhm.
He's like, how do you like it?
He accidentally
Honestly,
fell into
I'm
having
super proud of Buggy. I'm super
Yes.
proud of Buggy for his stupid, idiot stupidness and all the dumb things he's done.
I like to
can't
think
wait.
that like he didn't even come up with that. I like to think that somebody was like, you know what we should do, Captain Buggy? We should
Hey,
do
boss,
this.
what if we do this?
I honestly feel like it was.
Good boy.
I honestly feel like
Okay.
it was a goon. It was an absolute goon that suggested it, and then he was like, "Good idea," and then everyone was like, "Wow, great idea, boss! It's working, boss."
It was like Richie's idea,
yeah, probably.
and
That
Buggy
freak.
took credit for it.
That freak.
And then also we find out that the newly dubbed Flame Emperor Sabo killed Cobra. Well, no, that's what they were calling him.
No, it's
Because
stupid.
because Luffy and Buggy took the like the title of the Yonko for like
feel
that
like-
4.
I feel like Ace would have been offended.
I've had
Ace
enough
would
of
have
this
been
fool.
offended. Ace would have been just like,
Like
Look at
he's
this
the Pirate
nerd.
King's son. He's the Pirate King's son, but Sabo's the one who becomes the Flame Emperor.
Well, like because they're he's something that was dubbed by the people.
I know,
That-
but it just
that-
makes me laugh.
Yeah. But supposedly
Smiled in my face.
he killed Cobra at Reverie.
Oh, you upset Indy. I can't
I'm
believe
sorry,
you.
Indy.
How dare.
Indy is pissed, dude.
And on top of Cobra being dead, Vivi is missing.
Vivi is
oh my
missing.
god. I was waiting for
He-
Indy to
he
start
didn't
barking
bark at
again.
that.
I know. I was like, Indy, please.
Indy knows where Vivi is.
You're gonna get canceled.
Indy's caught
You gotta
up.
bark, Indy, bark. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's reading along with Al.
Indy texts Oda. He gets the pencils before anybody else.
What?
No.
He replies to Indy?
Karoo was inspired by Indy.
What? I knew it. I
Indy
knew
is
it.
secretly a giant duck.
That's why Karoo got teeths.
I mean, yeah.
Indy has teeths. That's why. Little known
I-
fact.
What?
It's okay.
What, Caden?
Uncertain with those words that were just spoken. But
Why?
okay. No,
What
it's
part?
fine.
The part where Indy has teeth, and that's why the duck
No,
has teeth, or the
Karoo-
part that
yeah.
Indy texts Oda and Oda
Oh no!
replies with
like
pencils.
What's
Oda
hard to
texting a
believe
dog
about
makes
that?
sense to me. Oda texting a dog makes sense to me. Karoo having teeth. I forgot Karoo had teeth, and now I'm just
We
like,
literally just played Odyssey on Wednesday, and we brought it
We
up.
didn't.
We were
We
staring at an
barely- it was
image.
like- there was what a tiny screenshot of Karoo. I didn't even get to Karoo yet because
You
I did
were
all the
playing the game, Caden. It was on
Yeah.
your screen. We saw your screen through our screen.
Yeah, but we saw Karoo for like half a second, and I'm not paying attention to Karoo's teeth.
It was on screen for a while, and his
no,
mouth
it was not. It was
gaping.
one flashback. It was
I'm
for
gonna make a
one
clip of
second.
this. I'm
Hey,
gonna clip
remember how Caden tuned us out for most of that stream?
this. She was playing the game. She should
and
pay
tuned
attention
us
to the
out for
game.
most of that
I was tuning out
stream.
most.
It was
I was
really
tuning
funny,
out
though.
a lot of things.
Why? You guys should
Go
watch
the
our
VOD.
streams
Watch the
at
VOD.
twitch.tv/Yayo Talk Show.
Got it, nailed it.
Nailed
Did
it. I do
Outta
this
here.
for not a living, but
I mean, that's the hope.
yeah.
But we
Yeah.
could do it for a living if you support us on twitch.tv/Yayo Talk.
And tinyurl./UYYTS shop.
YYT YYT shop.
Yeah, that's why I said YYTS hop.
Oh,
What's up with
people will not.
Man, what's Sabo's deal, you know?
I guess we'll never know. Hey, before we're we're like
most arcs and socks.
no, I have something else for that. But as we're like getting to the end of this,
Oh, there is something I do want to say.
please
There's
go
something
ahead.
important. There's something important. We were talking about Yamato. Yamato says, "I'm joining the crew."
No, Yamato
Yes,
says it's time for me to live like Odin did.
No, Yamato says verbatim, "I'm joining the crew." And then guess what happens? We gotta ask Luffy first. And Yamato's just like, yeah, I know. And then they leave. And Luffy's just like, we'll come back for y'all. Don't worry. We're going to come back. But you guys got to stay here first. And
No.
literally calls out and says, Yamato, look after them. That's exactly what happens. Yamato's like, I'm joining the crew. And everybody's just like, yeah, absolutely.
Andy.
But also,
Andy, Andy's right.
Andy's
right.
no, you're not joining the crew. We have to talk to Luffy. We have to talk to
No.
Luffy first. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my God. I just watched it this morning. Don't know me. I was there when it was written.
It must be an anime mix up then, because the manga straight up is
There's no anime of this yet.
well, yeah, there you go then. The manga is Yamato being like, I want to do it. I want to go out to sea like Odin did, but I feel like I'm needed here.
That's true.
Like I am
but
needed here.
Before that, in the anime, literally in the anime, there is a scene where Yamato's hanging out with everybody because it's like, that's Kaido's son. Oh, crap,
that's
we gotta
right.
Get out of there. And
But that was
Yamato
before like the couple of days of everything.
Yes, but
Momo
like,
not wanting to open up
we didn't
Wano.
mention it. We didn't mention the fact that Yamato says, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna do it. And then gets left behind. And then Luffy says, we'll come back for you. Yamato, you're safe.
Decides to stay behind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Decides to stay
choice.
behind.
Yes.
Decides to stay behind.
It's not Luffy.
The
It's
Ryukyu
not
thing
Luffy
was like a
saying
wake-
stay
wake-up call.
here.
Yeah.
It was like Momo saying, I don't want to open the country yet. Like Yamato's like, I'm gonna try to help Momo, grow up. Like,
Also,
train
I
him.
have the dialogue here.
Yeah.
Odin started his journey with a tour of Wano, right? So that's where I'm going to start by learning more about the land and then saying, but I'm sure that I'll find my way if I follow in his footsteps, and I'm bound to make it out to sea sooner or later.
Yeah.
He did.
I
start
like
by
the
saying, I'm joining
idea-
the crew, though.
He did,
I-
but then as other people
say
do,
no then.
changed his mind.
Don't say no. He said it though.
I like the idea
Freaking
that
gaslighting me.
because we have Jinbei now, that like we're like, well, we need another Jinbei. We need somebody else to wait for. And then Yamato was like, cool, I was already gonna hang out here for a little while anyway. But yeah.
I'll be that person.
Kaden, I had to correct you because Luffy did not tell
literally-
Yamato to stay. Like Yamato
Literally-
made that decision. Luffy
he
doesn't make
literally
choices for
said-
other people. No, he doesn't make choices for other people.
Luffy says, look after Momo for me.
But that
Literally
doesn't.
says it.
That's not the
After-
same thing.
After Yamato says, hey, I'm going to stay here for a little while, you can't just say Luffy's telling people how to live their lives. He doesn't do that. You don't do that. That's out of character. That is out OOC. That is out of character.
I know that your finger is touching your glasses, like the bridge of your glasses to keep them on your face. as you're
Joke's
saying
on
that.
you. I'm not wearing glasses and I hurt my hand slamming it on my desk.
Why do you do that?
Because
I
I
mean,
had
I
to
can't see you.
emphasize. I had to emphasize my point.
But it's bad for the audio.
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
No.
No. No, it's good. I like it because it's like we're all
Teaching
coming
the
to-
desk a lesson.
Well, yeah, but also like One Piece. I'm talking about One Piece now, but like this, we have all of these outliers now of like allies to the Straw Hat crew, where I do feel like there's going to be like a full-on war at some point because I'm seeing we have the Grand Fleet, right? We have the Grand Fleet,
Mhm.
and we're going up against the government. And we're going, and like there could be the third party, like they have to be on our side, but technically the third party is the revolutionaries, and we're seeing what they're up to right now. And it's like
The roll up on the final battle is going to be insane.
because it's like, what is the implication of having all of these allies if we don't then utilize them at some point, right? Like, and that's worrisome to me. Like, I am like, I don't. No, I mean, we saw how Marineford, like, the outcome
It's
there.
true.
I can't lose anybody else, okay?
Well, bad news.
no!
I'm bringing back Chekhov's immortality. But we get a couple of things. We get Luffy leaving a giant straw hat flag at Wano, saying, "Hey, if anybody messes with you, point at this and tell them that you're our friends."
Yeah.
We know that Momo eventually wants to open the gates, and what that will do, what we have learned in these last couple of chapters, is that will probably reveal Pluton, because it's in the lower levels of Wano, in old Wano, even like further below, but because the sea level is so high we can't get to it. So the Wano crew rolling up to whatever the last battle is in Pluton with a giant straw hat flag waving from it
Hooray.
on top of all of the other people that are going to roll up is just insane.
It sounds freaking sweet.
Especially because
Yeah,
we don't
it's gonna
know.
be awful.
We have no idea what Pluton is. And also
Mhm.
Frankie's got I don't know if we talked about this. I saw a really cool theory about because Frankie's the only one that knew about
That read the plans before he burned them.
he read the plans, and there's a theory that like he has thus made the Thousand Sunny. I'm combining shits now. But he then used those plans and created the Thousand Sunny without telling anybody, because it's also made from the same material, right? The like
Mhm.
atom tree.
Mhm.
Yep.
And like that
So
is
Wood.
crazy to me.
Dude.
I've never considered that.
So what if we lose Sunny and a bigger, wilder Sunny shows up and Momo's on it and he's like, "Hey, I brought Pluton."
Like,
And because it's exactly like Sunny, everybody knows what to do because they've been sailing on Sunny for months.
I
It's just Gurren Lagann style, everything exactly the same, but like 8 times the size.
Yeah.
whoa.
Whoa.
I like that. I like that. I like the implication too. It's like he doesn't get super biblical with themes, but he likes to pull some stuff from the Bible every once in a while. Like again, like the Lion and the Lamb. But like I like the idea that like Pluton could just be or not. What's the ship in Fishman Island?
Noah's
Uh,
Ark.
Yeah, the thing that was essentially Noah's Ark.
Yeah, but I like the idea that it's like a ship big enough to bring everybody to the like party land, right?
Was it just
like
called Noah?
A party boat?
It might have been
like-
called Noah.
in the manga, maybe I forget, but like I like that
Yeah,
implication.
Noah.
Yeah, it was
like,
Noah, yeah.
They'll
Ship of
use the
promise.
ship. Yeah, they'll use the ship to which I think also lines up with a lot of like Japanese stories and Chinese stories of like you take the boat to get to the island where the party's at. Like, you know what I mean? Like
And
it's-
elves.
it's less of like a pirate ship to a pirate island and more of like this is like a chill
A party boat to a party island.
a chill
Booze
a
cruise.
chill boat through through Venice or whatever, like through through the canals to get to the party, you know what I mean? And I think that's what that's gonna be for. I think the
that's beautiful.
fishmen I think the fish people are gonna show up and be like, hey, is it swag ever that we brought our island? Also, here's the boat, and like, can we hang out with you guys? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, cool. We brought what would they bring? We brought food and bev and
Pepsi.
and Pepsi. We have Pepsi. We got Pepsi.
We brought
You guys
Peepsy.
we got Peepsy.
It's a
Cool.
wonderful vintage.
Yeah, they're like, cool, thanks. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but
Well, I mean, you did.
no.
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
We got a beautiful send off. Momo, like in tears, being like, "Please don't go. I'll be so lonely." It's like you just got your family back. You got your
Meanwhile,
land
everybody
back.
behind him is like, dude, really?
We're like,
Chill.
sorry,
We're right
Momo. Our arms are tired from carrying you. It's your turn now.
And now that you're a full size dragon, we literally cannot carry you.
Yeah. That's true.
And then Hiyori just drop kicking him. He's like, it's been 3 weeks. I need to get out of here.
I forgot what it was like being a sibling.
I know.
There is a moment a little earlier.
A moment?
I'm a moment. But as far as like people being relatable, Jinbei is super relatable when he's waiting in the banquet hall. It's like, so when's the banquet start? Everyone else is out partying. He's like, oh well, okay, I'll go out.
It's like, oh, I get it now.
So, wow,
I
that food looks
see.
pretty good.
That's the equivalent of that emote that you drew. Barely holding it together, Jinbei. Just put that in the scene.
Well,
on
Dad
the
fell
set.
asleep on the couch, and so we had the party outside so he could sleep.
So we could sleep. Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Don't wake
I'm
Weddy Daddy.
very excited for Jinbei getting used to the environment on the ship.
I'm not. I love his reactions. I don't ever want that to change. Where he's like, yes, it's verbatim, Mark. It's when I was playing that swooning over Stan's game and you were watching, where you're like, there's obviously a right answer here, and I went the opposite way of what you were expecting.
I want him to like me.
Literally Jinbei being like, well, the logical and obvious answer to this is this solution, and Luffy being like, nah, like, or like not even just Luffy, but like everybody being like that, where it's like, no, we're gonna do it this stupid way, and him being like, huh? And it's
that
like,
was-
how are you still surprised by this?
That's how the arc ends, is Kid and Law and Luffy like all
Arguing.
arguing and literally going over the giant waterfall because Kid challenged their toughness of like, oh, of course you would take the
Yep.
safe way.
Yeah.
And the
Never.
like I get the idea from this of like, hey, the next time we see each other we're going to be enemies. So the alliance is off, but it's a thing of like, okay, let's go. But I am going to miss them like competing with each other and just being boys, essentially. Just
First one to move out of the way loses.
yeah, and that amazing frame.
It's so funny. It's like in terms of like Luffy influencing others, I do love this dynamic, right? Where these guys are older. Like these guys are like maybe even like a little bit older than Ace, like in like a little bit past Ace's like time. But it's like hanging out with Luffy and they're like, no, like first person who gets hit by the guy who gets closest to the fireball wins, and like just stupid stuff like this, where it's like, and like Law, who like very much projects himself as somebody who's like well learned, he's a doctor, he's smart, he's been through
Serious
it.
business.
Yeah, business. Like,
I
you know
have
what I
a
mean?
PhD.
Like, yeah, he expects like a level of respect, I guess, from people, and then them being like, nuh-uh, and then him being like, I'm killing mom. It's like it's
Eustace
probably
is
also
the middle kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear he is the instigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also mentions of like Kid knows something that nobody else does. It's like, I'm a step ahead of you. There's somebody that could be the key to the One Piece.
I lost an arm, and that made me smarter, baby.
That moment.
Jammed all that extra arm up in my brain.
Ew.
I'm flexing a different muscle in my brain.
Ew. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm here. That not moment, but that regular moment of Law being like, "Hey, I'm gonna go for what did he say?"
He said north.
He said, but he also said, "Do you want to go after the man marked by flames?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I remember.
And Law looked to have like known exactly who he was talking about, and Luffy didn't. Robin might have known, but
she's not saying.
yeah, but she's like,
Only when it's relevant will she bring it up.
oh, by the way, that thing I read back in Alabasta several years ago, it's relevant again.
It's
this
relevant
sounds like
now.
this book I read that one time, but you
I
guys didn't
know,
seem like you would be interested in it.
I know we're not in port predictions, but does anyone have any predictions on who that might be? Because I have an idea.
Oh, go for it.
I mean, we're gonna do a port predictions post Wano. If you wanna say it and then expound upon it in that episode, we can do that.
I think it's Saul.
Saul? Better Call Saul?
Robin's giant friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jaguar D Saul because he was burned to death.
Well, he was in the fire. He was in the, Al.
Yeah, that's true.
It might
She.
Ah, no body, no death.
That's what I'm saying.
No body, no death.
Don't tell me there are gravestones, Mark. Okay.
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 Okay, I won't tell you that.
Okay.
I hate the game
Al,
show music.
I like that. I like that. I want to hear more about it later.
I
Not
just want to
today.
hear that laugh again.
Which like the she.
but happy and not sad. If that could get adult Robin, grown up Robin, to do that same laugh, and that becomes her laugh, that'd be you know what? Excuse my language. That'd be pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, censor that.
Yeah. Hey, we did it, you guys.
We're
our
actually
hot
Wano Summer
summer is
Hot
over.
Wano Summer ends in October.
in November.
Shush! Stop exposing us.
And now Caden is beyond the anime.
which
Yeah.
is
She's
huge.
beyond.
It's huge.
This is what it means
Huge.
to go even further beyond.
Huge.
No, that's a different anime.
Dude, Caden, you've reached your peak.
You've peaked,
You've
so we're gonna
peaked.
stop the show.
We're done. We finished it. Good job.
So
Good job,
so
everybody.
this is where we say that we've done the longest arc to date.
Mhm.
And as of now, as of recording, as of this exact moment right now,
Cha.
I have 37 chapters left.
Isn't that wild?
Yay.
And then I'm week to week. And that means
Yeah.
I get to join spoiler chat. And then I get to be subsequently disappointed by spoiler
Yeah.
chat.
You get to listen to
Too
me
furious.
fill the gap of chapters, me talking about Garp for forever.
This is where I get to once again say this is a good opportunity for you guys to, one, listen to all the old episodes of the podcast, get yourselves re-caught up on One Piece yourselves, get close, get there, get to the moments, because we're going to
moments.
very likely stream the reactions of going through spoiler chat.
Oh, we
right?
absolutely are. We
Mhm.
absolutely are.
So again, follow on Twitch, get caught up, refamiliarize yourself with the episodes, the port predictions, the game shows and everything, because very likely there's going to be references to everything from the past almost 3 years, 2.5.
In April it will be 3.
3 years? Oh my god.
Yeah.
The last
Dude, you'll-
3 years of this journey of Yayo Talk Show, and subsequently the entirety of One Piece itself. So, we're getting
In
there.
spoiler chat, you'll get to the part where we're talking about week to week manga updates. So that's gonna be
Manga. Get your mangoes here.
get your mangoes.
Mangoes.
But that'll be wild to see where we actually were when we started this journey and how actually not far at all that was. I don't
Really?
know. I'm a little scared.
It was pretty
I mean,
far.
especially with the amount of breaks that were taken.
Mhm.
Like, it's not going to be a
don't know.
full, like, 156 weeks of new chapter. It's definitely going to be spread out,
Mhm.
which is wild.
Well.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
now that
hey, everybody. I love
yeah,
you guys.
hi- I love you. Hey, I love you. Hey,
Love you
this
guys.
guy. This guy.
Before we sign off, does everybody want to give their socials, put themselves over, etc., etc.?
Starting with.
Starting with Caden.
Come
Always.
on.
It's
She
usually I
says,
usually start with
even
you,
though
Caden.
it's always Caden, and then she
Yeah.
flips a lid about it
Yeah, every time.
every time.
You can find me on pretty much every social media. It's Caden Jensen, KDINJENZEN. Unless it's TikTok, then it's real Caden Jensen because somebody stole my ID. But I
stole
stream
it.
a lot. So you can come hang out with me on Twitch, and it's twitch.tv/KDINJENZEN.
Al?
Al.
You can
Yeah.
find me basically everywhere and Tumblr again for the first time
Welcome
in
back.
10 years.
We did it! We did it!
everybody.
We brought him back from the
I
brink.
think I've only posted 3 times ever in history.
Yay!
Welcome.
But at Al McClellan Jr., that's ALMCCLELLAND Good luck. It's not GR, Molly.
Despite what you may have heard.
The funniest thing I did this week was when you were writing your signature on that piece of art and me saying you spelled it wrong and you thought you really did.
Spelled it wrong, idiot.
The
What?
fact that you went back and double checked it, you're like, where? And I'm like, you know where.
You can find me all across the social medias at Mark B. Donica, at Twitch, Blue Sky. I'm also kind of on Tumblr again. I
Yay.
never left, but I never also really took part in anything. Yeah, that's really everywhere that I'm at right now. How about you, Captain?
I'm basically always on Tumblr. Molly Flood, Molly K Flood.
Molly is
Memes versus art. And then I'm on Blue Sky now. I don't really post on there, but I'm not really posting anywhere, so don't feel like
Yeah.
you're missing out. That's just how that is. But we also have a Yayo Talk Show Tumblr. So if you like One Piece memes, if you're caught up, like
That's also where we're posting the most right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
So-
silly stuff that goes on Tumblr.
That's
The
because
best part-
that's because social media is currently on fire, and there's only one place that's currently not as on fire anymore, and it's Tumblr of all places.
Yeah,
By
which is
doing
wild to think
nothing-
about.
By doing
It was-
nothing,
Neutral
on-
Gin.
It was on fire though because they like used it to promote the live action for One Piece, and everyone being like, "Who is this clown? Get him off my feed!"
that's
And-
exactly how most people felt
It
when
was
they saw
great.
when
Yeah.
they saw Buggy's picture of the Yonkos. It's like, who
And
is
the
this
funnier
clown?
This
part-
clown.
The funnier part is that it worked, and a bunch
That's
of
that
new
Twitch
people.
streamer.
A bunch of people who didn't know what One Piece was watched the live action and are now obsessed with specifically the live action. They're
They're just like, we're
thirsting
not
so
watching
bad.
your stupid cartoon, but we will watch this.
They're obsessed
Take
with a
part.
guy named Jeff.
They love that guy. They are so thirsty for that guy, and that's their right. And I love and respect that for them.
Okay.
But I was not.
This new Tumblr
prepared for
sexy
it.
man is Buggy
If-
the Clown.
If
Jeff the Buggy.
if somebody had told me, if you guys had predicted that the live action Buggy that we all agreed looked so scary in the original trailer was going to conduct this level of thirst out of people online who had no context for One Piece, I don't know if I would have agreed with you.
I would
definitely
have
wouldn't.
because I've seen Tumblr before.
And now that it's
Tumblr
happened,
has thoughts.
I was
I
there
don't
when
know
those
why.
were written.
I don't know why I was surprised, but I'm still kind of surprised about it.
Hashtag big Onceler energy. Hey, going along with how most arcs and sagas have ended, now that you've listened to the episode, you've joined our crew.
He speaks for the thieves.
Damn it. With
Ow.
that comes the responsibility of telling your friends, leaving a comment, following us all over social media at Yayo Talk Show, and letting Kaden finish the manga in One Piece.
Get caught
One
up to the manga.
Piece. Let us all finish it. Let us all finish it in one piece, you know? When you think
As
about
the
it.
curtain falls, our time in Wano lives on. Not just the summer, but the adventure as friends. So thank you all for joining. We sail on. See you next time.
Wano.
Talking about One Piece.